I was asked about how I'm feeling during this whole um, racial tension that we're experiencing, and I always find it easiest to express my thoughts through my poetry. So I wrote a poem, and this poem is called "Closed." Doing a check-in with my emotions in an emotional time, recognizing that feelings of grief and anxiety can manifest itself in physical aspects, I respect myself enough to inspect the effects of the disrespect of society upon the concept that Black lives matter. How does that affect my daily connect to associates of different racial construct? I don't feel the need to instruct anymore. The constant request is becoming a chore. That muscle is sore and you're not listening. That part of the equation is what is missing. We keep listing the names of the soul siblings whose lives are now missing simply because they look different than the authority, realizing I look different than the authority. So that produces anxiety, and the reality is I'm exhausted trying to explain that to friends. Captain Obvious is at sea again, and we see again they are killing me again and again and again. And I'm tired of explaining why I'm tired. How are you not tired? When do you stop asking and start taking action? Start tasking the authority with policing themselves, which starts the inevitable journey down the path of history. And the history of the authority is they have been given the authority with no authority over them. It was and still is their job to hold dominion over the darker skins. Keep them slaves in line. And that line isn't as blurred as we would hope. It isn't eradicated, but predicated in the mounting evidence that Black lives don't matter as much. So your response that all lives matter is out of touch because, frankly, no, they don't. And that above statement is predicated by the mountain of evidence, the continuously growing list of names of our soul siblings whose lives are missing. Again, here you are asking why. Why we are angry. Why we are exhausted. Why do we lash out? When the answer is there in the most common of anecdotes. Closed mouths don't get fed, so we shout. Feed us equality, feed us justice, feed us as you feed yourself. But that means you have to examine that your food is different and expose the lie that we all eat the same. We don't want you to eat what we are eating. We don't want to feed you the injustice, the disparity, the Jim Crow laws, the unprovoked killings, the lynchings, the disproportionate incarceration, the financial desperation, the lack of political and social representation. Closed mouths don't get fed. We tried silence. We raised our fists and you shouted. We sat at corners and you shouted and spat. We knelt and you shouted and called us traitors and thugs. So now we shout again, feed us equality, feed us justice, feed us as you feed yourself. And you seem confused, but closed minds don't get educated. Closed eyes will never see. Closed lives feel safe and secure. But not all lives are safe and secure. So not all lives matter. So we shout, Black lives matter. Thank you.